This is the section where we are going to focus on, because this is about managing blood sugar, and it's about these 6 very fundamental steps that we want to take that will help us manage this crashing, or the peaking highs and the crashing lows. What is glycemic variability? It's really, if you were looking at a graph, it's just that, it's that top point hit and it's the bottom point hit. It's that upward and downward swing in the amount of blood glucose over any given period. We know that if average blood glucose is chronically high, we've got those risks. We've got heart disease, we've got diabetes risk, we've definitely got weight gain. And also this, so actually what we want to do is we want to compress that upward and downward trend. So we want to concentrate on a very, very small window of glycemic variability. Because even just the extreme change in those two can lead to the same problems that you'll have from having an extreme high and an extreme low over a longer period. So whether it's a very quick up and down or whether it's over a prolonged, it doesn't really matter. You're going to experience the same problems. So what we want to do is we want to flatten the top and pick up the bottom so that we really don't get major spikes and we really don't get downward troughs. And we're just going to squeeze that into a much flatter line. So that's what we want to focus on. And that's the key, as I said, because that's about managing blood sugar. Inflammation and blood sugar. So how's this? You've got, the body actually has a capacity to kill off fat cells, because we know actually when we start to pick up body fat, we can either increase the size of our fat cells or we can increase the number of them. So think about it. If you've been consistently increasing the number of fat cells over time, let's say you've had years and years of storing body fat, and you haven't managed to get rid of it. What you really want to do, what you'll know is that you've probably got a lot more fat cells you had before you started picking up the weight. So what we want to do is we actually want to kill off those fat cells. We want to change those cells maybe into other types of cells, or we literally want to eliminate them altogether. Okay, we do have that capacity. But if we are experiencing inflammation, we can't manage that. So we have to manage inflammation in the body in order to kill off the fat cells or change them into another type of cell. So there is this interplay between glycemic variability and inflammation. In other words, if there's a huge trend in upward and downward spikes, there's more likely to be inflammation in the body. In fact, that goes to the last point. Chronic inflammation causes excess insulin. And the minute you've got excess insulin, what happens? Your cells become deaf to the signal. They don't hear the knock. Anytime you eat glucose, most of it is going to get stored. Okay, let me not say most. It depends on your lifestyle. But a lot of it may get stored as fat, as body fat. And then it's a bit of an issue, obviously, getting rid of it, because that body fat likes to stay where it is sometimes. It takes a little bit of encouraging, shall we say, to get it out. Actually, it honestly doesn't take too long. It just requires some very specific tools to be in place.